Good morning, it's Sue. How are you today? Hope you're well. Thanks so much for joining me. I'm working on some little clusters, and they're a mixture today of paper, fabric, what have I got on here? Bits of lace, buttons, fussy cuts, bit of all sorts. So they're not purely paper clusters. These I've added all sorts. I mean, little safety pins, tags I've got hanging off, some stamp, all sorts of different bits just to make up a cluster. So I'll just pop these to one side, just up here out of the way. And I thought today we'd make a couple together. I've got all my bits sorted here. I've got these little tag tops that I actually got from the Graphics Fairy. So these came with some little floral images to make clusters actually. I think I've used one on, yes, I used one on here, look. So basically that was the inspiration, if you like. So, like I say, I've got a box full of, this is just part of it, scrappy bits of material. I've got paper flowers, all sorts of buttons, whoops. More scraps, tiny little pieces in there, small pieces, squares, etc. I've got a big jar of buttons here to the side, all sorts, lace, a little bit of felt, you name it, it's all here. And I literally just add a few bits together that are pleasing to me, pleasing to my eye. Some of them, or most of them, I'm trying to make reasonably neutral so that they could be used on any of the projects. This is a bit of felt that I've cut using a die. I must have been, I don't know, it might have been in my card making days, but I was trying to see whether I could use the dies to cut these pieces. So let's have a look. This is what I'm thinking. I know Tina from Shabby Dabby Doodahs made a huge amount of clusters. Hers are basically paper clusters that she's added to a book, which I thought was a fabulous idea. And you literally, the book page becomes the foundation piece for your cluster. I thought it was brilliant. And I might give that a go somewhere down the track. But for this one, I'm thinking something like that. I have stamped on the top of some of the others. I'll just show you the stamp that I've been using. This is yet another stamp company that is no more, which is very sad. This was one of my favourites. Waltzing Mount Stamps. Claire, who's in Ireland, a fabulous designer, stamp designer. She made some beautiful stamps, absolutely beautiful, and I've got quite a few. But I'm using the words. So here, these are French words, and I've used them on different bits. I was wondering if I could perhaps stamp that, or I really want something that doesn't fall below the line. Yeah, I might do that one, because there isn't a lot of space, and I don't want anything too long, because my tag is, see, some of these are a bit long. Just pop that there. So I'll use this one, Je t'aime. And I'm just going to use some archival black ink. So let's move all that off. So nice to be able to dip into my huge collection of stamps. Not all of them work for this kind of craft, but a lot of them do. That's good enough. Just put the lid on that ink. So that's what I'm thinking for this one. And I'm going to trim these down. Oh, I've had those for ages. These little paper flowers. So now, a couple of options. I can sew this on. Let's just have a look. I want to get a bit of that brown in, I think. There we go. Work out which is the right way. That's the right way. And these I want to trim these down. So if I sew, I'd sew those and then add this piece. And then I've got a little label. Do I want to add that? Yeah. These are labels that I've punched, but I don't want them particularly long. So what I do is I just cut the end off and use the corner rounder just to finish those off. 1 and 2. There we go. Yeah, I mean, do I have it that way? Could do, doesn't really matter. Okay, so I think that with this one, I'll work out how to attach this, whether I glue it. Probably will just glue that one. And I don't have to stamp anything on it because it's got the writing. So that's one ready to go, and I'll stitch it. And this is another one. And again, I was thinking probably this way round. And for this one, I've got some fabric. Let's do it that way around. Some ruched up fabric, and I've frayed this a fair amount. And I've also got some of this pretty pink lace. So we could add that. Yeah. Trim that off. And what else? I have got a little label. I've got a paper flower, and I can put a centre in there. I've got another one. Yeah. So I could do 2. It's the only thing, the threads get everywhere. Another little label. What do you think? So that's another one. And then the last one is here. Now, this one brings in some blue and a bit of red. And I've got, don't know whether this might be a bit bright. Perhaps we'll do it reverse, have it that way around. Yeah, let's trim a piece of that off. That's better. I don't need to stamp anything on the top of that one, but I could add another layer of lace here. So we'll trim that off. Do we want to add a label? About some more of these. It's quite nice. Ooh. Now what about that little label? Yes, I like that little label. And what I'll do, I'm going to add that with some thread. So yeah, I'm going to add that on under here with some thread. Okay, I'm going to go off to the sewing machine and sew these down, thread up my needle, ready to add this, and I will be back. Okay, so I've sewn them, and what I've done is I've sewn the fabric of that one all together, and I'm going to glue that on. And this one I've sewn to the card. And that just needs the last few bits. And with this one I've done the same, sewn the fabric and the lace together, and I'm going to add that to that little tab. Right, now I need to trim these. Just the stem is actually attached to that centre, and I want the centre. And I've threaded a needle ready to add this tag. So let's just work out where we want these. And I'm thinking here and here. So that means our tag will go, I'm thinking about here. Oh, spot the deliberate mistake. Oh dear. I want it on the top, not underneath. Oh dear me. Hey ho. I watched somebody else make something the other day and glue it. I think it was Margaret. And I could see it happening, and it's awful because you know she's suddenly going to discover she's glued the wrong side. Or stuck her image to the wrong side of the paper, and I've just done the same. And this needle was not easy to thread. Ooh. I managed it there. Okay, so let's try that one again. Those will go on here. Oops. This is a long needle. I didn't allow myself a lot of space. Because what I want to do is finish that off and then tie it in a bow. So let's see. Oops, that's my bin. There it is. Okay, so that's the label on. Now I'm going to use fabric glue to glue this to the background piece, to the tab really it is, isn't it? Okay, back with another glue. Let's try this one. See how this works. Now this is a fabric glue, but I haven't tried it before, and it's a Kmart glue for the girls in Australia. So we'll see how that works. Okay, we need to add the flowers. It looks a bit runny to me. I'm not convinced this is going to glue. I might have to go back to the tacky glue. I've got a new one somewhere. But we'll see. Oops. Okay, so that's that one. And this one needs flowers gluing. I mean, this is such a satisfying thing to do with all your scrap fabric, lace. You know, we never throw anything out, do we? We keep the tiniest pieces. And this is the sort of thing you can do with those bits. I love it. All I have to do is remember to use them. Now this one I thought we might just tuck this under. Actually there was enough glue on there, that's holding. So that's that one. And now this one. So we'll do the same, we'll glue the back here. And I'm putting plenty on because I'm not sure of this. And for these are paper flowers. Will I? Will I, won't I? Yeah, why not? Oops. So you can use pretty pink or yellowy, sort of limey yellow. What do you think? Which one? I think I might stick with the pink actually. Keep it all pink. All right, so let's go again. Put that needle somewhere I won't lose it. The temptation is to add too much to these and make them too thick. And you really, you know, on your page, they're going to be thick anyway. Add some thickness to the page. You don't want to go over the top. Okay. I just need a dab. In the centre. Do I do the top? Oh, it is. So I've got glue on my fingers now, so everything's sticking to my fingers. There we go. I'm going to just add a bit of ink, just around there. That's good. And then this is the tiniest tag. And I think we'll just pop that under there. And we'll do the same, do it with glue. I want to add a bit of ink. That's it. I mean, you could stamp a number on there. I've stamped numbers on, or letters. But once it's ready to go on the page, I've also got some little tiny, tiny floral stamps. Could be stamped something like that on there. So, pop that aside, all these bits. These are today's little make. And they are clusters, and they could be on the side of a page. I think it could look quite nice either way. Hang on. Really, that one should be at the top, I think. Yeah. But they could be on the side of the page, like so, or the other way around. Oops. There's a red one, a couple of pink ones, and a lemon one. So that's it. Ink that one. Okay, let's bring those into view. So they are my paper fabric stamped clusters. Hope you like those. That was my make for today, another day in my 100-day journal. I hope you'll join me in my next video. Until then, bye.